Good morning. Hello, everybody, for another training for the Contact Zone podcast. We call this series of podcasts Diving into the Contact Zones, which is an initiative designed to bring the voices of all training Contact Zone partners closer to the public in an accessible and engaging format. Through this series of interview-style podcasts, each partner organization from the Training for the Contact Zone network has the opportunity to present who they are, what they do, and how they contributed to the project's mission. Today, I'm here with Andras Reni. I apologize when I pronounce badly your name. And
Perfect.
and hi, Andras, and with Marie-Helle Soignier, both from our partner from Hungary, the Human Platform. And the first thing I would like to ask you, Marie and Andras, would be to introduce briefly yourself, please.
Okay, shall I start?
Yes, please.
So I am a sociologist, and I have been teaching for the last decades in Eötvös Loránd University in the Department of Sociology, and my specialty is communication, sociology of communication and the public sphere. But I also work a little bit on games. And I am a founding member of the Living Memorial that we are going to talk about because it's an important part of our activity. Andras.
My name is Andras Reni. I am an art historian by profession. I'm a retired professor at the same university as Marie worked for. And I have led for 10 years the Institute for Art History at the Budapest University. And just before that, I was working for 15 or 20 years in the Department of Aesthetics. So my special field of research is the gray zone between aesthetics and art history. And I'm also a founding member of the Living Memorial project.
Mm-hmm. So you're both coming from the academic side, from the university, but you're also, and this is for us the possibility, gives us the possibility to talk about your institution, your partner. You are both, I would say, socially engaged through this partner institution. Please tell us a little bit, because you said you was Andras co-founder of it. So what was the idea at the beginning? Why did you found this institution?
If you mean by institution the Living Memorial, then I would say this is just a sort of civilian
protest movement.
Well, it began as a protest movement by civilians, and we who are the founders of it. Most of us are intellectuals, public intellectuals, artists, art historians, as I said, and we have just at the very beginning. It happened in the early 2014. When it came out publicly that the Hungarian government is about to erect a monument for the German occupation of Hungary in 1944, a large monument in the very city of Budapest, and this led to a tremendous scandal among Hungarian intellectuals and among the Hungarian public, even so. There were political protests and aesthetical protests and different kind of controversies and debates about what this must be and how this must look like and that sort of things. And now, in that time, we just decided to to occupy the place where they wanted to erect this highly controversial monument. And in fact, we organized a flash mob just for the day when they wanted to erect this monument. In order to occupy the place, we asked the Budapest people and Hungarians just to come to the place and bring them their personal memories and objects and different things they think can symbolize their own understanding of the year 1944, which was the year of the Nazi occupation of Hungary at the very end of World War II. The day is also symbolic for as the beginning of the Hungarian Holocaust. Since the Germans came in, the Hungarian authorities began very quickly, very well organized, very effectively put the Hungarian Jews and Roma people together and send them to Auschwitz and to different German concentration camps. So it almost, if I'm correct, it must have been 437,000 Hungarian Jews and 25,000 Hungarian Romans taken to the concentration camps. And that was just the last morning. That was just made possible by the Germans coming here and occupying the land, which actually never thought of any resistance to this German presence. So it was rather a kind of cooperation between the German and the Hungarian authorities. The Hungarian authorities were very, very how should I say, cooperative with the Germans in making this fantastic. Let's just try to about the 437,000 people transporting to another country within less than 3 months. It must have been a fantastic logistical task to solve. And the Hungarians were excellent in this sense. And the majority of the Hungarian society was either cooperative with this, or ignorant, or just looking aside, so to say.
Yeah. Thanks for this explanation. I will come back to this, and because this monument can still be seen nowadays in Budapest. It's, if I'm not wrong, not far away from the parliament at the Place of Liberty. If I'm not wrong, it is called. So
yes.
And one can see also what you brought to this place, and this is such a controversial place.
Yes, I would just like to add 2 things. That first of all, to understand why it became such an important protest movement, it is because at the beginning, what the government decided is to make this monument to commemorate the German occupation of the country, as if the Hungarian authorities didn't have anything in this whole thing. So this was the reason why the population, especially of Budapest, became angry about the whole thing. So much so that at the end the government was obliged to change the name of the monument, and now it's not to commemorate the German occupation, but to commemorate the victims of the German occupation. So that is one thing. The other thing that I wanted to say, that why it is a protest movement. It is because we organized at the beginning every day, every afternoon, there were discussion groups in the public. We bought a lot of white chairs and put them around to let people talk about their memories of the war and the Holocaust, but also about different social problems. And what we call the living memorial is the fact that from that day on, when this first organization took place, the first flash mob, people took objects there, and these objects are still there facing the lying monument, the official monument, and these are really the objects that are commemorating what people think about the whole war and the Second World War and the German occupation and the Hungarian authorities' vices in this.
Okay, thanks for this. And it's a very, as I said, a very interesting place, a controversial place. And many tourists pass by and they are asking themselves up, if they don't know what it is, what does it mean? Because as you said, we have some testimonials from people being deported to concentration camps. You have different things. So it is anyway a place which is worth to be visited and also to be discussed. And it is in a certain way also a kind of contact zone, because that's what our project is about contact zones. Contact zones means zones where people from different backgrounds may meet, where they can discuss, but also find a kind of safer space where they can exchange in liberty and freedom without being threatened or without feeling unsafe. But how was the way from this initial movement to engage yourself in European projects? Because I have to remind, we had a former European project, the Heritage Contact Zone, which is and training for the contact zone is built up on this project. So to say, how came it that you engaged in European project?
We have to say that we were invited to the first project because some of our foreign partners saw us staying on the place with all the white chairs around and having a public discussion. So they saw us, and they contacted us when they had the idea that we should try to apply for a EU project. So this is what happened, that in 2018, with several other similar civil organizations, we won a European project, which was called Heritage Contact Zone. And so the main topic was to explain what the contact zone is and try to explain how to use the contact zone for discussions. And so there were 6 partners, and all the 6 partners organized exhibitions in their own country about topics which were important in their own country. So topics which were discussed then. And we also wrote together with the 6 partners a huge book which is called a toolkit, which gives a lot of information and advice about how to organize a contact zone and how to deal
how to deal with the objects, because the heritage contact zone was mainly focused on objects of memory. And in this sense, the Living Memorial was an exceptional example of using personal objects for widening the social memory and for organizing people to come together and to change their personal views, their personal stories, their narratives of history and the memory. And in this sense, we from the very beginning, it must be very clear, from the very beginning, we thought that living memorial means discussion, dialogue. Living memorial is not just simple objects laid down. but they are things that are just causes or inspirations for speaking, talking about history, about personal history, about personal stories. And in the heritage context zone, the exhibition we organized uh, uh, was composed out of those objects and that kind of objects. And to each object, there was there was a history, there was a story, a personal story, somebody who told a story, somebody who gave the object, and these units. Out of these units were this special exhibition in 2018, if I'm not wrong, was organized
in 1919.
19. So
Yes.
the whole community around the Freedom Square came together there, and we organized more open public discussions on the subject.
It was
Yeah.
an exhibition of
Yeah.
50 objects, and it still exists on the online here, with all the stories, films, interviews, photos, and other documents that the people gave. And just one thing that we didn't only ask people to come and give objects about the Holocaust. The idea was that about the last 100 years, anything that they thought to be important. So we have but most of the objects are about the war and the Holocaust, but there are also about 56 and about the 20s and so on. So it's a very interesting thing, and it can be seen on the internet. The title of the exhibition was Shattered Objects, Shattered Memories, Living Objects.
Yes, I thought hearing again this title of Living Memorial, it's a paradox and an idol at the time, because normally memorials are sometimes which are not living anymore. It's something in the past, but with this word living, you express what we all want to have, that we want to have not this kind of petrified, like stones memorials, but we have to make them live, and to make them live for every generation. I remember when I was in Budapest, I was very impressed by the workshops you did with these objects, people bringing this object, evoking past. But though this is almost 10 years ago, there were still some survivors from this period of Holocaust. What do you think? How things are changing now, where there are not direct testimonials anymore? Is there anything changed? Do you change your strategy? How do you deal with this point?
It's very funny to see that there are still people living from that period. I have students who are doing interviews with Holocaust survivors, but not only Holocaust survivors, but what we call the bystanders. So the people who were there, but who were not victims themselves. And it's very interesting to see the different kind of testimonials that they give, and trying to explain why they didn't do anything, or try to explain that they didn't have anything to do about the horrible things that happened. So it still is something living in the memories of Hungarians.
Mhm.
And many people from the second and third generations are also interested in these stories. So, yeah, on that you want to.
And this poses another question about the future of the whole situation there on the square, because there is this large state built monument which is an expression of the ideology of Orban Viktor's regime, and in front of it, facing it, there is this other kind of monument we call the living memorial. So the two forms, two types of social memory are facing each other on the spot. And the question is now, since the Orban regime has now gone, and the question arises: what shall we do with the? What shall we do with both of them? If you just take away the Gabriel, how can we call it, this how should I
the official monument?
The official monument, which is an aesthetic catastrophe, I would say. There are very many people who say, let's take it away, let's put it into the statue park. We in Budapest we have a special place, a heterotopia, a special place for communist public sculptures and monuments, which are now not on their original site. So they are put together outside the city. Now, some say this monument should also go to this statue park. I'm actually not agreed with this idea. However, the question is that what shall now happen? And the problem is that if the Gabriel is taken away, the whole function, the whole reason of the living memorial is also will be missing. So how to keep? And I am now there is a public debate about the question what shall we do now in the Liberty Square, and I am convinced that the best solution would be if the Orban regime's symbol is remaining there. However, in a way, put into brackets or into symbolical kind of how should I say it? Given a symbolical framing and reframing of the whole, and I'm protesting the idea that there must be an open. I'm sorry, I just lost the word.
An application or a bid. An open application
for contemporary artists to find out what shall now be happening, and I'm just so we are just at the very beginning of this dialogue and this public debate.
Very interesting. You're a very interesting point, because, as you said, it is a living memorial of the period of Orban and your work.
Right.
So
right, and if we must somehow keep them together, just in front of to be able to remember Orban's regime and the whole complexity of the problem.
Yeah, very interesting. But now coming to the two projects, we had heritage for the contact zone and then training for the contact zone. What would you say for training for the contact zone? What was your particular role, and which were the activities you organized in the framework of this project?
Yeah, now the activities that we organized for the training are very closely related to what we were talking about until now. Because where we were working when the whole story came that there should be a training, what would be the topic of the training, we were discussing all kinds of topics, but at each debate it came out that the most important thing would be to talk about public spaces, because there was so much problem during the whole 16 years of the Orban regime about propaganda in public spaces, whether it was statues or monuments or just billboards about their policy and so on, and organized meetings in public spaces. So it was very important to discuss the fate of the public spaces, and it was so close to our problem of Liberty Square and the Living Memorial. So we decided that the whole training, which lasted for 5 days, would be organized around public spaces and the fate of statues in general. So all the 5 days, we went to several places in Budapest with the whole group of people who participated in the training. And they had, well, there were some lectures. So we invited some experts about certain topics, but also they got a lot of tasks to do while we were close to the places or the different statues. So they had
according to the curriculum.
And according to the curriculum and according to the topic. So sometimes they had to make interviews with passers-by, they had to do some analysis, symbolic analysis, and then we had, for every day we had a headquarters where we went back after the visit, and where they also had the trainers were there, and the participants had all kinds of activities to do, like in kind of workshops.
I have to underline that if Heritage Contact Zone was a project to raise awareness, to bring people together, to create these exhibitions, training for the Contact Zone aimed to develop a curricula for people teaching, so to say, difficult historical topics. And you, Marie, you participated also in writing this curriculum. We did it with all our different partners, and this is a common curriculum for all countries, but everybody has naturally its own topics, as you just described. And connecting this to what you said, Anders, a little bit earlier, for instance, do you think that the curriculum and also these trainings could help, for instance, to find people, let's say, for instance, teachers or city guides or so on, so people who could explain in the right way the living memorial? Would this be one of your objectives?
Yes, and I think it was very important that we tried to open the possibility for people to participate in this teaching, in this training, and that they were very much interested. We had, as you said, guides and teachers, but also artists and social workers and students from the university. And yes, so we applied our experience about these different places and the curriculum, which was written during the program, which was before the trainings started. There are several things that have been written by all the partners in the project. There was the curriculum, which was the most important one, but there is also a new toolkit. There is a handbook. There is the syllabus, and so all these are available in English on the website. And anybody, not only the partners who participated in this project, anybody can use them and rewrite them or use them in the way they need in their own contact zone. Exactly. So I think this is the main thing about this training, this project.
Yeah, we talked about the general curriculum and also your special projects. Could you just maybe tell us what is for you the added value of such a European project? It means, what did you learn from the other partner, from other countries, from other situations? Could you take over something? Was it an inspiring discussions with other positions? Could you give us just a point why it is important to do this European project?
Yes, I think we learned a lot, and it was also very interesting for us to see the trainings of the other partners. Like already in the Heritage Contact Zone, it was very interesting to see the exhibitions they organized, because we learned a lot of things about all these European countries and their situations. And I think that we also learned a lot of concrete things. I mean, how to deal with the problems that arise in the contact zones, and also how to conduct the workshops where all these can come into contradiction when people meet and they don't have the same ideas about things. So that was very important. And I think that the European the fact that this is a European project is also very important, because we also wanted to draw the attention of the European public and the European citizens on the problem of the contact zone, because although the problems might be different in different countries, but the fact that these come together and how to deal with them, I think this is a very important thing. And this is why we also, at the end of the project, we issued manifesto for the European public about the importance of such project, and about the importance of cultural project and cultural actions in the problem of dealing with the interior problems of European societies.
I also think that, yeah, please, Anders.
Let me just add something for the European level, the problem of the European level. We must also take into consideration that the national contacts are very, very important, and they are very, very different from each other. So especially we in Hungary experienced this during the last 16 years, that something unprecedented happened in the very middle of Europe in the last 50 years during the Orban regime. Something which is brand new for Europe. I don't want to go into political details, but just tell you that this was the main framework in which the civilian movement and our efforts to withstand, to go against the official policy of memory. This whole contest, the political contest, was much more important than much more challenging than in most European countries that sort of problems would arise. I don't know what but you understand what I mean. So this is a next. It used to be an extraordinary situation, and when you take into account that the demagoguery, the legal tricks and tracks and maneuvers of the country of the government, the whole how I'm sorry for my bad English, just try to how to find the right words for what I mean. That this was not a normal democratic society with many problems of ethnicity and cultural multiplicity and multiculturality and so on. And that's why our context is something absolutely different as what the other partners projects had to face. If you know, if it's understandable.
It's very understandable, Anders. It means at the end that you and your role also in the project, you was a kind of laboratory. So means how to resist in difficult times.
It was an explicit resistance, explicit, against the political power.
Yeah.
And it is so symbolic that at the end of the project, the Orban regime is gone. And you can't imagine the feeling that people can experience now in Hungary, because it's a completely different atmosphere.
They're used on the 12th of April this year. We live a revolution. So it's a revolution in the total sense of the word.
Mm-hmm.
So that sort of system changes now going on. So that's why we say that we have to rethink all the questions we discussed in the last 60 years on the square. In the last 12 years, we began in 2014, but since then. So that's why it's very hard to so not to speak about the speciality, how do you say, of the Hungarian situation as different from what's going on in Portugal or in Spain or whatever.
I think we all of us, all of the partners, as you said, from Spain, Portugal, from Germany, from Romania, from the Netherlands, we were aware of your special situation, and that's why, in the end, exactly as you said, we are very happy that we managed to have this cooperation with you all the time, being aware of the special difficulty you were facing, and it was very interesting also for me to learn here now about this debate and reflection how to deal in the future with this kind of monument, and
try to imagine that we are sometimes fears about what will happen when we are just attending a project financed by the European Union.
Yes,
the pure thing that we got the money from Brussels was somehow frightening.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that we used to have a special. I'm really. I don't know whether you plan to organize a new contact zone project in the future. I don't know, but if we will attend, we will be in a very, very different situation then.
Yeah.
Hopefully this situation will remain, because you're completely right. Hungary was the first European country developing this kind of regime, but unfortunately, as we know now, there's danger in different countries.
Danger is present. Yeah.
Yes, when it comes to France, when it comes to certain regions in Germany where we have elections here. So there is the danger that we have similar regimes or similar governments or similar regional governments in the very, very close future. And it's true that our contact zone project should give us some courage that we can deal with these situations. We can create resilience and also to continue cultural work. And for me, personally, also, it was very important, the contact zone, because it's the contrary of the bubbles people are dealing with in social media, where you meet only people that have the same opinion as you have, and not you're refusing the discussion. And with the higher objective of the contact zone, create this this free spaces of possible discussions and debates.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thanks for this very, very passionate discussion, who took a little bit another turn than initially thought.
Oh,
These podcasts are quite concrete about things people are, but it was very important to approach these issues you did. I really thank you very much for the cooperation in the project, but also for this podcast. And hopefully we will continue the work on this contact zone. And I'm looking forward to see how you deal in the future with this strange monument and in its environment.
Thank
you very much for organizing this.
Yeah, also very thankful for the project and that we could attend and we could be able to join. And in the future, if something new is coming up, please don't forget us.
No. I have a small idea for next year. It goes about reconciliation. If we will develop this idea, I will certainly also think to involve you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.